All right, quick update. So this is something a little different than I've talked about before. My health. I turned 41 October of last year, and I felt 41 or 51. I in December I was 247.8 pounds, which is the heaviest that I've ever been. We were eating out every night. I just felt burned out, lethargic. I hadn't done any cardio in months and months. My blood pressure, I was hitting stage 2 hypertension numbers, and just there everyone has a mental switch, uh, that you flip it and you take care of yourself. And for some people, it's really hard to flip, and the psychology around it is mysterious. I don't know what it is that causes someone to be able to flip that switch and then suddenly be consistently taking care of themselves. But thankfully on January 1st, for whatever reason, I was able to flip the switch again. I think the last time I had any sort of significant progress on my health, it was back in like 2023, because I was trying to prep for hiking in Alaska. And back then I lost 20 pounds. I think I ended up getting some sort of injury that derailed me. And just like you can see on the Fitbit weight tracker, it goes down, 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 and then bounces, and then it doesn't stop until late last year. So um, it's been a while. I've been focusing on my diet. Uh, you know, Instead of eating out all the time, trying to cook at home a little bit more often. I've been eating leafy greens, focusing on my protein intake. Trying to get like I'm targeting like 90 grams of protein. I've been lifting weights 2 to 3 times a week. I have to be really careful. Try to keep the weights lighter and do higher reps, because my shoulders and I've always had like gimpy joints. So my left shoulder started bothering me, so I had to go even lighter. Um, if you're thinking about starting weightlifting, start light, do high reps, like stuff where you're burning out at 15, maybe even 20 reps. Don't listen to the people that are six to 10 reps or whatever, because that's like you got to give your joints time to adapt, because your muscles seem to recover pretty quickly, but your joints don't get as much blood flow to like tendons and ligaments and stuff, and so that's where you're going to end up having issues. And once you have an issue there, it takes weeks to heal. I overdid something on my shoulder, and it took me about 2 weeks of really carefully working around it and lightening my loads and doing rotator cuff rehab exercises before it's finally starting to feel normal again. My bike was the same way. Usually I can bike, historically, I've been able to bike pretty much as far as I want without issues. Um, but I'm 41 now. So last week I was doing like every other day, because the weather's been really nice. I was doing, fairly long bike rides, and I guess I just ramped up the mileage too quickly. And Wednesday, I came back from a long bike ride and sat down for a bit, and then I was going down the stairs, and my knees started really, like both knees had little sharp pains in the kneecaps, and I was like, okay, I need to now take a break from my bicycle, that's my calorie burn thing. So it is frustrating fighting with your body on this stuff. So if you're going from full couch potato, as I was, slow and steady. Think in terms of a year or 9 months to a year, and don't not like 90-day shred, because that's like the recipe for overdoing it and getting an injury. Same thing, like don't reduce your caloric intake to the point where you're starving. Just what I've been doing is I haven't eaten breakfast for a long time. I usually just drink coffee, and I don't get hungry until the afternoon. Um, but I've just been like really careful about the my afternoon meal. I usually have like, I call it my protein mush, which is just oatmeal. I've got some like fruit and nut trail mix stuff I get from HEB, and then once I've cooked that, I'll add a scoop of protein powder and maybe some cinnamon or flax seeds or something like that. But that gives me like 35, 40 grams of protein, And then in the evening, I just try to be careful. I don't do milkshakes, which I'm a sucker for milkshakes. I've had a package of Oreos that I bought last year, and I've only eaten one of them this whole year. So I'm on day 46, and so I've been just practicing willpower, and it's been working out. So as of this morning, I'm down like 15, 16 pounds. My blood pressure is in normal. Within like 3 weeks, my blood pressure dropped back down into normal ranges, and uh, and also at the same time, I was just feeling really good. So yeah, I feel amazing. I'm doing the before and after photos and trying to take progress photos, and the photos aren't really showing how I feel yet. Um, but I know that at the beginning, like you've got a thick layer of fat, and you don't really notice until it's been a while. So I'd imagine, I think like after the first like month or 2 months, that's when people really start to notice that there's a difference. So I think I'm approaching that. I feel like I'm a little thinner in my face and everything. But the main thing is my goal is by my birthday next year, hitting 42. I'd like to be down closer to um, to what I was in high school, like body fat wise. I'm hoping that I can put on some muscle on the way down so that instead of hitting, my high school weight of 170 and being a super skinny guy, maybe I'll be a little beefier, a little bit more muscular, stronger, and end up at like 190. I'd like that would be a pleasant surprise to hit 190 and be like, yeah, that's my maybe I'll get some abs a little bit, but I know my wife doesn't. Girls don't seem to care about abs as much as guys care about abs. But I wouldn't mind having a little ab definition. But I don't want to get to the point where I feel like if I got lost in the mountains for a month, I'd starve to death because I'm riding my body fat percentage so tightly that I have no survival reserves. uh, I just want to be healthy and mobile and strong heart, strong legs, strong back, pain free, able to help people lift couches, and sail into my 70s and 80s. Maintaining as much strength and mobility as I can, because I'm definitely getting to the point where if I don't pay attention to it now, it's going to be hard to get even harder to get it back than it already is. So anyway, wish me luck. And if you are someone trying to flip that switch, good luck, and start small and just try to build some consistency on a couple of good habits. So good luck.